I've read various reports that put our infrastructure needs at well over $3 trillion between now and 2020. What are the chances we're going to get a little drop in the bucket at the end of this week to replenish the funds we need just to keep, I don't know, keep our heads above water? We don't even seem to be there.
Well, there's two crises in America. Number one, the funding for transportation is dried up. It's run out because the Highway Trust Fund is broke. And we have no transportation program. Here we are right in the middle of the construction season, right smack dab in the middle of July, and there's really not much happening because there is no transportation bill. Congress needs to step up and provide a little vision, a little leadership, and a lot of funding. That doesn't seem to be happening. Trust fund goes broke at the end of the month. They're going to slop some money from the general fund over to the trust fund, and we're going to limp along here. And America's one big pothole right now because of these brutal winters, and there's no money to fix the roads. Congress needs to provide some.
Mr. Secretary, why is that? It seems that there's nothing politicians in Washington agree on more than we need infrastructure investment, and yet we don't get it. Obviously, the federal level isn't where you see the most spending for this kind of thing, but why doesn't Washington do something about this?
Because, frankly, it's not a priority. Frankly, it's not for a lack of knowing what needs to be done. It's for a lack of money, and the Highway Trust Fund, which is paid for through the gas tax that we pay at the pump when we buy a gallon of gasoline, is broken. There's no money there, and so we need Congress to replenish that fund. We need an increase in the gas tax, index it, and we're on our way. The gas tax hasn't been raised for 20 years. You can't tell me anything that hadn't been raised for 20 years. A dozen eggs, a gallon of milk, on and on and on. Everything has been increased, but the gas tax has not, and that's why America is one big pothole right now.
Secretary LaHood, you're familiar with the colloquial definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's what seems to be happening with infrastructure. People publish figures on the infrastructure deficit, how much money needs to be spent in this country to bring its infrastructure up to a global standard, and yet nothing has been done. Shouldn't we be doing something different to get a different result?
Well, what we should be doing is what has made America a great country. What we should be doing is replenishing the Highway Trust Fund, which built the interstate system, built the Golden Gate Bridge, built the Erie Canal, built America. We are no longer number one in infrastructure. You go to China, Asia, what's happening? They're exploding with infrastructure, exploding with new roads, providing people with jobs. This money doesn't stay in Washington. It goes to our friends and neighbors who are building the roads in America. And this is a win-win. If Congress would fund it, a lot of Americans would go to work, and that would improve. The largest segment of unemployment right now is in the building trades, people who build roads and bridges, because there's no money and no leadership.
I think we would all agree on that, and you see public construction spending as a share of GDP falling drastically every year since 2009. But Secretary Ray LaHood, thank you so much for joining us.